Hi there, we've got about a minute to go, and I see that everybody is jumping onto the chat, which is perfect. So those people who are in the room already would like you to open up the chat and say hi to the rest of the room. I see most people are jumping in, which is fantastic. Just a reminder that please change your chat settings so that when you hit the little drop down that it says you're sending to everyone so that you can talk to everyone. So Klanganani and Comfort, just change the chat so that it says to everyone, not just to the hosts and the panelists, because we want to make sure that the whole room is speaking to everybody. There we go, Klanganani. Thank you so much. Edith, hi. Fantastic to see all of our wonderful entrepreneurs coming into the room. Bear with us as we just settle everybody, make sure that we have all of the important people, and that's all of you, settled and in the room. So as I say, if you're just coming in, please open up the chat, give us a hi. And maybe what you can also do is let us know where it is you are sitting today in the world. It would be really good to have a sense of everybody's placement in the world. So jump on the chat, shift your down the drop down so that it says to everyone, and let's say hi. Hi Tanya, hi Chris, good to have you here. We are going to give it a few more minutes as we wait for everybody to join us in the room. We have Zakisa, fantastic, welcome. Just a few more minutes to make sure that we've got everybody here. In the meantime, definitely open up your chat, change the drop down so that it's to everyone, and let's have a hi, hello, and whereabouts in the world it is you're sitting. David, why don't you just change your chat so that it says to everyone, not just hosts and panelists, so you're chatting to the whole class. George, yes, we've got George, we've got Johannesburg, Hillbrow, Joburg. Let us know where it is you're sitting. It'd be really good to see how big our class is today. As I say, we're going to give it a few more minutes, probably another minute or two, just to make sure everybody is settled in the large celebration room with us virtually, and all the invited guests are here. So hi, Christina, thank you so much. Sitting in Pretoria, we've got Rustenburg, we've got Durban, more from Joburg, fantastic. Really, really good to have you all here. If you haven't yet, let us know where it is you are. Won't you do that for me? Open up your chat and let us know. And I wanted to encourage you all that the chat is going to stay vibrant and happy and on the go the whole way through today's session. So don't be shy. Keep it coming. We definitely want to get a sense of you. We want to feel you in the room. So let's keep the chat going. More Joburg, look, a strong contingent from Joburg. We've got Rivonia, Pretoria again, Krugersdorp. Awesome. More Durban, fantastic. Today in Liverpool, my goodness, Langadani. Fantastic. Let's just check. We've got all of the invited guests through. Not just yet, so we're going to give it a few more seconds. Hi, Maria from Soweto. And who else we got here? Benoni again. Fantastic. All right. I see everybody has managed to change their settings so that you're talking to everyone. If you haven't let us know where you are, please do that. And then the next question I want to ask is, if you could use one adjective to describe how you're feeling right now, pop that adjective into the chat for us so we get a sense of what the energy is like in the room. An adjective to describe yourself or what you're feeling right now. Pop that in the chat. Let me know how the energy is today. So what is your adjective that describes you? Calm, good, excited, fantastic, fantastic. Just going to check my WhatsApp. If give me a moment to make sure that we haven't got any trouble with people getting in. We're just waiting for Setlagani to join us and Stuart. Chris, if you could just let me know if you heard anything, that would be great. Pop me a chat. Tanya as well. Zekisa is here from Investec. Thank you so much. Let me just right. A few more people are still coming into the room. We got pleased, we got excited, we got happy, we got expectant. Good. Glad to see the energy is largely super positive. I'm very, very excited about today. Welcome, Stuart. I see Stuart has come into the room. Fantastic. Just waiting for Set to join us now. And then we'll be able to kick off. If you haven't yet said hi on the chat, please do that. And let me know where you are in the world. And then also an adjective to describe how it is you are feeling right now. Your adjective that best describes you right now. Pop that into the chat so we get a sense of how you're feeling. Stuart, while we're waiting, maybe we could just test your camera. I've made you co-host now. You should be able to switch on your camera. Let me know. Let's just test your mic.
You stopped my video.
Hi, mic is working. Let's check the video.
I think you've stopped it. It says the host has stopped it.
Oh dear. Then I better change that. Tanya, won't you be able to just have a look into that for me? And let's see where Set is.
It's the Zoom login has changed a bit. So it was a bit permission.
Yeah, they've done an update. In some ways, it's fantastic, but it kind of throws you off guard when you first jump in. But they've fixed a few of them, especially in the chat function. So that's a good thing. So if we can hear you, let's just see what's going on with the video. There we go.
All right.
Fantastic. We can see you. Thank you so much, Stuart. No, it's just have a look out for Set.
It's probably having the same problems I had with the new format. Yeah, maybe I was a host, and then I was. I've been trying quite hard to. I was on time for a change, and a bit of difficulty getting in. So I'm glad I started early.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, Stuart. Zekisa is just checking in on Set. If the rest of you haven't yet let us know where you are, let us know. And then also give us your adjective that best describes what you're feeling right now. Pop that into the chat. And we can get a sense of the energy in the room. And then we can get going soon.
I think everybody's having the same problem. So, okay.
We'll give Set one more minute and then we'll kick off, and I'm sure he'll join us in due course as he resolves some of his technical issues. Please do make sure that you are engaged on the chat. So you have opened it up, you've changed it to everyone. If you haven't yet said hello, please do say hello. And we want to keep the chat alive and active the whole way through today's session. So I encourage you to do that. Fantastic. See, there's a jump in numbers here up to 25. Let's see. Set's still not on that list just yet. Okay, Set is trying. Okay. I'm sure he will be joining us shortly, but I think it's probably a good idea that we kick off, Stuart. So I'm gonna start. I think everybody's getting anxious and excited about today. So let's not hold anybody back for too much longer. So let's officially kick this thing off. A very, very warm welcome to you all to the Digital close, and of course the prize giving and celebration of Startup School's Entrepreneurship Development Program, the presentation May through to August 2023. So today we're going to be reflecting on the process that you went through with us at Startup School, as well as making the very exciting announcement of the results of the prize money competition. We're very pleased to have you all in attendance today. As you all know, my name is Jared Kruger, and I'm the Head of Education here at Startup School, and I'm going to host today's webinar. I just want to let you know that technical issues do come up, so please do not panic if you get caught out by any of those. We will be recording today's session, and you'll be able to watch it again at a later stage. I want to welcome all of you, first of all, to today's session, and a huge congratulations. And we're very, very pleased that you're here with us today to mark the end of your 12-week journey with us. I also want to welcome Setlagani Manchidi. I know he's not here yet, but he should be arriving soon. Zakisa Mabaza from Investec as well. Of course, Stuart Cohen, we've tested your mic and your camera. Welcome. And Chris Hoskin. These are your co-founders of the Startup School. And of course, your fantastic coach, Tanya Gill, and Simone Stellenboom will be joining us, I think, shortly as well. The Startup School is supported and funded by South Africa's most innovative bank, Investec. And it's this partnership that has enabled us to give you this presentation and the experience that you all had. So I really would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge them for the work that they do and to thank them. So thank you, Set, thank you, Zakisa, and all of you from Investec. It's also the perfect time for me to thank my team, the Startup School team, for their dedicated work that they do in the development of entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship in South Africa. So let's give them a round of applause. All right, now I would like to welcome Stuart Cohen to the proverbial stage. So Stuart is the co-founder of Startup School, but way more impressively than that, he's the co-founder and honorary chairman of Mr. Price. Stuart's business success really speaks for itself, but what is the most significant about his success is that it's grounded in a keen entrepreneurial mindset. And as you all know, a true entrepreneurial mindset is one of resilience and determination. And Stuart certainly lives these. So Stuart, I just want to thank you so much for your commitment and your dedication to developing entrepreneurs and your involvement in Startup School. We really, really do appreciate everything that you are to us here, as well as to the entrepreneurs. So I'd like to hand over to you to say a few words today to this remarkable cohort. Thanks, Stuart.
Hi, fellow entrepreneurs. Welcome to the prize giving. And congrats on getting through the program. It was quite intensive. We know that, and the fact that you completed the program is a tribute to your own passion and ability. I want to give you a little bit of background. You know, people said, well, why did we start the Startup School? And I once heard a talk by Clem Santner. He's a futurist. He has this high and low road scenarios. He's quite famous for that. And he said, I heard him say, he said, if this country could create 1 million entrepreneurs, each employing 10 people, well, then all our unemployment problems would be solved. And I was inspired by that and some other discussions I had to say, well, we need to help create more entrepreneurs. They need some more support. There isn't much entrepreneurship taught in schools. So for many of you and for our past students, it's been a brand new journey. And the success rate in entrepreneurship has been very low in this country. And so we're intent on creating more entrepreneurs and helping them to succeed. Because it's the entrepreneurs only that are going to create the extra jobs we need in this country. So nothing is more important than entrepreneurship and the job creation it will create. So how are we doing? I always like to report back at these prize givings. Well, the Startup School is now starting to really get traction. I'm proud to tell you all that on our next intake, we've had 3,500 applicants, which is just stunning. We can't put them all on the program, but there were days in the early years when we had maybe 200 applicants to choose from. Now we have 3,500. Excuse me, we'd like to take more of them on. And we want to expand the school to get more and more people through the program. We've also had wonderful feedback from independent surveys. We've had wonderful feedback from our alumni that this program is really working and helping them in terms of developing their business in ideation, and it's playing a role in getting them off the ground. So we've also had international recognition from international business schools. Yes, this is a top project, awarded us a prize, and last year we presented to President Biden and the US government on our program, which was a real honor. So more and more recognition, and so I've got to say a special well done to the Startup School team. It's a small team, so thank you, Chris, Jared, Tanya, and Simon. You guys do an amazing job, and I'm sure that applause is carried through from many of your students. So we also have to pay tribute to Investec at this stage. They've been the most amazing partners, and Setlagani, who hopefully will book on just now, will thrill you with his inspiring talk. I think he's probably a bit frustrated now, as I was, looking into the new Zoom, but I'm sure Zikiza will help him get on board. We also get some other people coming in, so it's not only Investec. If we want to grow Startup School, we need to depend on other sponsors, and so we've got some nice sponsors coming in from overseas and in South Africa, some public companies. So we're very encouraged by the support we're getting. It's been a long road, and now that we have this huge demand, we need to find a way of fulfilling it. I was very impressed with the applications that we received for this class. Some very imaginative ideas, and you know, and the passion amongst these students is quite inspiring. They're confident, they're positive, and that's very good for the Startup School and also for our country. So I have a special message for you today, is that the prize, although you all want to know whether you've won it, the prize is kind of irrelevant in your journey. You've chosen to be an entrepreneur, and that's a tough road. I always tell people, if you're starting your own business, have you imagined how hard it's going to be? Well, I tell them it's going to be 100 times harder than you imagine it. So it's a long road. There's going to be a lot of failures. I can tell you from my own personal experience, I saw a number of failures before I finally found a business that worked. And there are going to be a lot of scars of battle. So this is not an easy route that you've chosen, but it's a wonderful route. First of all, to be your own boss. It gives you a sense of freedom that you can never get as an employee. But it's a battle, and we're here to help you win that battle. So I wanted to make one other point to you also, is that the prize is awarded to someone where we can make a difference. Now, we only have a prize money now of 100,000 Rand, and we need to make sure that that hard-earned money is given to someone where it will make a difference to their business. So we're looking for people who have some kind of track record with their businesses, have some runs on the board, have some test results from customers. And then we know that at least there is a viable business. So some of you who at the ideation stage, we do give prizes for ideation if it's really well researched. But by and large, if you're not at least have some proven results, it's quite hard to win this prize. The good news that I'm also can share with you today is that I've explained to you this is a journey, and therefore in this journey, you may not be at the point of being absolutely right for the 100,000 Rand prize, because it may be at a point in your journey when you're not quite ready. You may be in your journey and say, well, I didn't want to be an entrepreneur. Or you may say, give me another year, then I'll show you. So I'm thrilled to announce today, and you've probably heard about it, is that we're launching what we're calling the Alumni Challenge. And towards the end of the year in November, we will be launching a alumni challenge with already, funnily enough, we have 350 alumni, that's past people who may or may not have won a previous prize, who want to pitch again for this larger amount of money. And we may award one prize of R1 million, we may award several prizes, but I would encourage you to watch out for that open prize. Maybe you're not ready for it this year, maybe you'll be ready for it next year, but keep linked into our startup school, because your opportunity may be coming up not too far away. So with that, finally, wish you all the best in your entrepreneurial journeys. It should be fun. Business should be fun. You should enjoy yourselves in this ride, even though it's tough. I know in my early days, sometimes we had to laugh because otherwise we would cry. But have fun in the process. Building a business is not easy, but it's the most enjoyable and satisfying experience. And when you get there, and I always say to these classes, when you're rich and famous, please remember the startup school and come back to us and help other students do this program. So God bless you all. Take care, and we should all become great entrepreneurs. Thanks, Jared.
Thank you so much, Stuart. I really appreciate it. And we love your reflections and time that you've taken to talk to us today. Your vision and ongoing commitment to growing business and ultimately the economy in South Africa and across Africa too is astounding. So thank you. I want to take a little bit of time to reflect on the process that you've all gone through recently here at Startup School. And Chinua Achebe, the renowned Nigerian author, said that if you don't like someone's story, write your own. And you are writing your own story. You're going to need to edit it, and times you're going to have to rewrite whole paragraphs and perhaps even chapters, but you're always the writer. The process you embarked on at the beginning of Startup School's 12-week entrepreneurship development program was a way of strengthening your writing skills, a time to focus your story, make sure it's making sense. But you are by no means at the end of the writing process, I'm sorry to say. And this should be seen as nothing less than exhilarating and exciting. It's always a great pleasure to engage with entrepreneurs, particularly when it comes or in times such as ours, which of uncertainty and great challenge. It's a pleasure because it inspires me, but more than that, it can fill me and does fill me with hope. You are all inventors, creators, innovators, but most importantly, you are doers. You make things happen. It is human beings like you who play a significant role in building and rebuilding and building again key parts of our society, adding positively to the broader story. Now, I have the privilege of perspective. I get to watch your application videos, see your engagement through, with the material, through the program, your interactions with your coach, and ultimately I get to see a video pitch right at the end after your 12 weeks are up with us. My privilege is that I get to see the most wonderful shifts that occur, the magical realizations you have, and of course, the real growth that you experience. The current reality of both local and global challenges are very real. But what I saw in each one of you has been a true example of what it means to be an entrepreneur. So what do I mean when I say this? As you know, from the course, we like the thinking of a guy called Peter Drucker, and it's his definition of entrepreneur that I like the best. He believed that the term entrepreneur applies only to people who create something new, something different. In other words, people who change or transmute values. According to Drucker, the entrepreneur always searches for change, responds to it, and exploits it as an opportunity. Now, I've seen each of you acknowledging the changes, not only that we've seen recently with pandemics and geopolitical turmoil, but also the ongoing inequality that we face and the environmental devastation that we are experiencing globally. I've seen each of you grappling with how it is that you and your business will respond to these macro problems. And in the face of this, I'm inspired by the thinking we have seen. So, according to Drucker's definition, you are all true entrepreneurs. Ben Okri, another brilliant Nigerian author and poet, said, "The most authentic thing about us is our capacity to create, to overcome, to endure, to transform, to love, and to be greater than our suffering." It is a quote that I hold dear, and I hope that you will hold dear as you move forward on your entrepreneurial journey. Now, Investec has made available prize money, and I know that many of you are anxious to hear the outcome of the judging process. But before we move on to that, I do want to remind ourselves of the value of the experience itself. A course such as the Startup School's Entrepreneurship Development Program provides an opportunity to learn, experiment, collaborate, and network in a supported environment. This kind of opportunity is invaluable. Regardless of the outcome of the prize awarded today, I want to encourage you all to reflect on what it is that you have learned and the things that you got to test and the people that you got to engage with. It is this way, way, way more than money that will strengthen who you are as an entrepreneur and ultimately any business that you choose to apply yourself to. It's at this point that I would like to hand over to Setlagani Manshidi. Setlagani, welcome. I believe that you are on. I'm very, very glad for that, because I was worried that I was going to have to take over the job of this exciting next part of today's celebration. Setlagani is the head of CSI at Investec and a key partner to the success of Startup School's ongoing educational offering. We are incredibly privileged to have Set here today, and I'm, as I say, very excited that he got on. Set is an amazing human being with an incredible understanding of what it is to develop people. And so without further ado, I'm going to make sure that I hand over to him and ensure that he is able to switch on his camera. And the stage is all yours, Set. Let's test your microphone and make sure that we can see you. There you are. Warm welcome, Set. And let's test your mic. Can we hear you?
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
Perfectly. Setlagani, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Jared. Thank you, Stuart. I missed much of your speech, but thank you for the partnership. Thanks to everyone who's joined this afternoon. Technology almost failed us, but I'm glad I was able to join at the point that I was to come in. On behalf of Investec, I really want to take this opportunity and moment to congratulate all of you for having made it this far and for having chosen this path that you have chosen. I have all the time in the world, really, for people like yourself, because I'm inspired. I'm in awe that a path less traveled, a path that many find so daunting, is a path that you have chosen, and for that I really want to thank you very, very much. I do so in context that acknowledges that we are a country, and in fact we are a world beset with so many different challenges, but more so in the context of South Africa, my beloved country, as many people would say at this juncture. We are beset with so many challenges. And yet, in every single challenge lies an opportunity to add value, lies an opportunity to make a difference, lies an opportunity to really create that shift. And it's not everyone that is able to see this opportunity. And it's only because opportunity dances with those already on the dance floor. And I feel so honored that this afternoon I am on the dance floor with those who constantly dance with an opportunity to make a difference. And I want to congratulate all of you for really having made it this far and for being the people that you are. Because it is in people's pain, sadly. It is in people's pain points. It is in people's frustration that you are able to find an opportunity to make a difference. And that's what excites me as a social investment practitioner, is that you guys give me so much hope, because of course all of us and many other South African citizens can choose to whine and whinge on a daily basis. But with you, your eyes come alive. There is a sparkle in your eye when you see some of the challenges that you see, because in these challenges is an opportunity to make a difference. I can't help but look at the state of our education as we speak, particularly our basic education system, which is an ICU and has been an ICU for quite some time. And yet, many of us look to government to try and solve. But I recall, particularly at the time in the middle of COVID experience, it was entrepreneurs who were looking to technology. It was entrepreneurs who were exploring various forms of edtech as an opportunity to solve that which many of us couldn't solve. And through that, made a significant contribution in a space, and to many individuals who almost were ready to write off an entire year. And I say this because I think in every single corner where there is a challenge, I mean, look at it now. Look at it now. On a daily basis, you open the newspaper, you read articles, you listen to the news, you listen to current affairs shows on either on TV or on radio, and we're talking about challenges such as water, and whether you are in Hammanskraal, where the situation at some point was as dire as it was, or whether you are in Gqeberha, where I am at the moment, or not so far from here, where I was a while ago in Makhanda, where water is a scarce resource, and yet in all this, surely there must be an opportunity to make a difference. You read all the time of so many real, tangible differences and difficulties, and with this in mind, I really want to say to all of you, we at Investec are behind you, are supporting your journey, simply because we know how difficult it can get. We know how difficult it can be in the spaces that you are. And it is with this reason that I am here this afternoon to really, really say to you, to pay specific homage, to really say to you, you guys must not let any of the naysayers discourage you on this journey. You guys must be supportive of each other. You guys must find like-minded individuals who will only just propel you forward. And I know many of you at the moment are listening to me, but are dying to hear more around the outcome. Let me say to you, for me, it is not yet just about the outcome. It is much more about that which you guys are capable of doing. You give us hope, you inspire us. You guys, I mean, I was in awe together with Stuart and those who are on the panel. I was just in awe of the caliber of individuals, of that which you have fought through, of that which you showed, the kind of resilience. It is just amazing. So I take off my hat off to you. I can't thank you enough. I can't thank you enough. And as often when I travel, or I come back from my travels and I address those of us who are considering making a move, I make an example of how I was in Australia. And I spent some time in Australia, must have been close to a month. And I must say, it was beautiful to be in Australia. It was amazing. It was great. Cities were awesome. But even today, I'm convinced I'd never live in Australia. And people often ask me as I make this point in my address, why would you not live in Australia? And I say, it's because everything works. Everything works. I cannot be living in Australia where everything works. I want to live here in South Africa at home, where there is so much for all of us to do. Whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're a social entrepreneur, whether you're an engineer, a doctor, whatever you are, in whatever capacity, there is so much to be done. There is great opportunity for you to add value, but to also realize in the process fulfillment. And for people like yourselves, as entrepreneurs, it's a perfect place where people will be prepared to the extent to which you solve that which is a pain for them, a pain point for them in some shape or form, will even be prepared to pay for it. You can monetize it. And that's what you must be encouraged to do. So I really, really cannot thank you enough, because this is the time in which we must encourage. I can't wait for the day that you're going to realize your true potential and grow beyond where you are today. Because your growth is important to us as investors, but your growth is important to us as a country. Because in your growth as entrepreneurs, is that opportunity to make a difference, of course, but in your growth lies the growth of many other people who would like to participate, to become active economic participants. It is very, very, very important that you understand that this journey that you have taken, as uncertain as it can be, as daunting as it can be, one that requires sustained persistence. It's an important point, because it's not just about you. It's not just about you. It is about everybody around you. It is about the reason why we believe at Investec that you should be provided with increased access to networks, improved access to chances of making a difference, and really finessing, such as the opportunity that Startup School is, finessing your ability in the space. You, by definition, by nature, are job creators as opposed to job seekers. The simple translation is that you are going to enable multiple other people to be able to become active economic participants. And it's important to understand why people should be enabled to become active economic participants in society, because their sense of worth, their sense of dignity, their sense of contribution, their ability to put bread on the table, all this retains to them. So we cannot do enough in the quest to really embrace that which you have chosen, to encourage you, to inspire you, to motivate you, to light your candles, to really just propel you forward, to be the greatest cheerleaders ever, because in you lies the solution to many other existing social challenges. So I know that this is the last thing that you want to hear, but I had to say all that which I've said now. But in the process, I also have to acknowledge that there was a contest. There was a contest. And in this contest, I want to say to all of you, of course, I'm about to announce the winner. But I want to remind you that the journey was just as important as the final destination. The journey was just as important as the final destination. In this, many of you got to learn. In this, many of you got to be exposed and got to be challenged in many ways through this course. And I hope that just by virtue of this experience, you agree with me that we are all winners today. Let me acknowledge those who were shortlisted this time around, and in no particular order. All of you deserve acknowledgement, praise, and applause. And first up that I want to acknowledge is Leander Julius of Sustainabrick. Wow, wow! Congratulations on the vision that you have. At a time where global warming and climate change is such a real threat, that is important. That you look to make use of waste and really make a brick that is sustainable, that is going to contribute towards sustainable buildings. I also want to take this moment to acknowledge Hlanganani Gumbi, your easy apps. Really, well done to you for having come up with this wonderful initiative, and for driving it to the extent to which you're driving it, and for wanting to develop yourself to the extent to which you're developing yourself. My Kimlombo, my goodness, MJ Curated Creative Agency. I have to congratulate you also for having been shortlisted. Christina Chabalala, Chrissy's Health and Beauty, a space that you clearly have operated in for quite some time and evidently very passionate about. Again, alongside all of you, you ought to be congratulated for having been shortlisted. And of course, last but not least in this particular instance, Edith Moketsi with Moketsi Tech. Again, wow, wonderful, well done. Your resilience and your determination ought to be congratulated. You people give me so much hope just by virtue of being associated with you in this shape. I have no doubt, that you're going to make a success. The only piece, as you consider many other options, maybe at times wanting to desert this entrepreneurial journey, maybe thinking the grass is going to be greener on the other side, maybe going back into full employment will be the way the greener pastures will be. I want to say to all of you, you guys are on a path, but I want to remind you the grass is not necessarily greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you choose to water it. You can't be envious of your neighbor's garden when you don't water yours. And in the initiative that you've taken by exploring Startup Cool, by using it as a backup, as a development platform, it is part of nurturing this garden. It is part of watering this grass so that it becomes green. Never stop watering it in any shape or form, be it by way of engaging with others, be it by way of being inquisitive, doing research, whichever way. Look to water this grass, because this grass will only be green where you choose to water it. And of course, you may abandon the business idea. That I'm not too worried about. You may pivot. That I'm not too worried about. But please stick to that which inspires you as an entrepreneur, and look to use that to inform whatever many businesses. I mean, I seem to recall that many of you, Leander, have started some businesses. Some at the moment are dormant. Some you are looking to resuscitate, whatever. That's the entrepreneur in you. So pivot you can, but never ever desert entrepreneurship as a space. But of course, I've congratulated you, and of course, I've affirmed that we are all winners this afternoon. I do have the unenviable task of choosing, or at least not choosing my own this time around, because the panel of judges have made the decision, but of announcing that as great as all of you are, in this instance, there was one particular entrepreneur that had an edge above the rest. And it does not mean that you guys cannot get there. You will get there. And in fact, as part of Startup School, what we're seeking to do is we're looking for partnerships in the long run to be able to run annual competitions for our alumni to benefit from. So I'd look forward to seeing some of you come back in some shape or form at a later stage. But ladies and gentlemen, as we go for the drum roll. This time, drum roll, to congratulate amongst winners, the winner that had an edge, just a slight edge ahead of the rest. Please join me in congratulating Hlanganani Gumbi of Easy Apps. As our overall winner of the magnificent prize. And of course, we will engage with him in greater detail as to the disbursements and how the prize itself would work and associated conditions. But wow, well done, Boet. Well done. You are an inspiration. You have done amazingly well. You're on a path, and this is where you should stick. But so is everybody else. Ordinarily, if there was ever an ability, we would have been able to say to each of you, here is the prize, here is the prize, here is the prize. And I look forward, as I said, to engaging and seeing you show up, albeit very differently, in the future. So let me take this opportunity to thank everyone who has participated in the way that they've participated, and wish you well on this journey. My. I've always said, Jared, that for me, when I look at all these entries, I know that every entrepreneur is destined for success. What we're going to try and do is we have to really support the pace at which they succeed, because our country and indeed the world needs them to succeed, not as in yesterday. They need them to succeed. They really need them to succeed immediately. But we understand. Entrepreneurship is a journey. It's going to take some time to get there, but well done. Well done to all of you. And wow. All I can say is, Jared, just staring at the screen, I need shades, because the future looks way too bright. Way too bright. So Stuart, watch the space. These guys are going to really show us what entrepreneurship is about, and we will look back one day and say, this is what Startup School was about. And if you look at even the light bulb that represents us, it is just to shed this light, to say to people with very little confidence around entrepreneurship, you too can be the next Steve Jobs. You too can be the next Brian Joffe. You too can be the next Stephen Kosseff. You too can be the next Stuart Cohen. It is possible. And never lose sight of that belief. So, Jared, you must never give me the mic, because it's very difficult for me to drop the mic. But I will drop the mic formally now. Thank you so much, and well done once again.
Yeah, thank you so much, Seth, and let's definitely give another round of applause for our winners and our shortlisted, and indeed everybody. Seth, thank you so much for your inspiring words as always. We really do appreciate the immense commitment to developing entrepreneurs that you have at Investec, and we feel it. And the entrepreneurs in this room, I know, feel it. Just looking at the chat, I can feel the vibration of energy coming across, and I know that people are going to go on to do amazing things. So congratulations to everybody. Again, a very, very big thank you for taking the time to be here today. Thank you to our esteemed guests and judges for all the work put into this. You are now Startup School alumni. You are now part of our family, and we welcome you to the family, and we look forward to being with you on the journey as you move forward. I'm going to leave the chat open for a little bit longer to wrap up. Just again, big thank you, congratulations, and we will be in touch super soon.